So I'm going to talk to you about taking your app beyond the accelerator, and I'm going to do that from the perspective of having gone through 2 different accelerator programs in the last 2 years, and I want to share some of the experiences that I've learned that will be beneficial to you as you develop your application for the NYC BigApps competition. Just to give you a perspective of where we're coming from, I co-founded ListenLoop. Seema mentioned it earlier. What we do is it's a customer engagement platform. It triggers questions like these inside of an internet-connected product, a website, your mobile app, and it's all about identifying, are customers satisfied? Are they happy with your application? If not, why not? And allow you to engage that customer to save them before they stop using your application. And it's been a long journey getting to where we are today. We're about a year in. We just closed a round of financing, and we set up our headquarters in Jackson Heights, Queens. So we're really happy to be doing that. Yep. Doing that here, building our team and growing our product. So we did that recently coming out of Boost VC, an accelerator program from California in the Bay Area. And before that, I participated in an accelerator program called Dream Adventures here in New York City in 2012. And so it's from these experiences that I want to share with you some thoughts. And first I'll start off by saying, well, what the heck is an accelerator program? I assume many of you already know, but I just want to be on the same page. An accelerator program is a 12-week program that provides a small seed investment, co-working space, mentorship, and oftentimes many other perks in exchange for 6 to 9% equity in a company that you're building. And just to give you an idea, that's sort of the clinical academic explanation. What it really is for many people, it's a pressure cooker. It's 12 weeks time to focus intensely on whatever it is you're doing and make something special. And so I want you to imagine my co-founder and I, we've known each other 2 or 3 years. We go to this place in the Bay Area in California. They have housing for us, and we're bunking together for 5 months and living together for the first time, really. And across the street is a co-working space, and we're working 100-hour weeks to make something of what we're doing. And it's that pressure cooker that helps you do something really special. And so when you think about that, what it really is, an accelerator is helping you achieve escape velocity. So what does that mean? You see, the status quo, doing nothing, is a strong force. It's much like Earth's gravitational pull as you try to launch a rocket out, right? Building an app, starting a company, forming a nonprofit organization, it's challenged by the status quo, and you have to find your own escape velocity to make something amazing of your organization, of your product, and so on. And so what that means is that the accelerator is a means to an end. The demo day, the end of it, is not the finish line. That much is extremely clear, having gone through it 2 times. And so then what really do you need to do after the accelerator program? The number one thing you have to do is survive, like this gentleman here. You have to survive. Every day is a challenge to your survival, to continue fighting on with the same energy and conviction that you had at the beginning. That's the challenge, right? And you have to do it to what end, to what purpose? Well, it's for the purpose of achieving self-sustaining revenues or usage metrics that are going to attract investment. And so how do we do that? What do we have to do to earn that? And it's users, and it's usage from those users. So I want you to look at this for a second and think about what it's saying. Usage is oxygen for your app. That is the absolute most important thing you need to think about as you're developing your app for the NYC competition. Because without users, you're not getting feedback about what is working, what is not working. Are you actually addressing a pain point? And so this is critically important as you develop it. And so you're probably thinking, well, my app's not done yet. It's not fully functional. It hasn't realized all the functions and features that I want it to accomplish. It doesn't matter. We didn't have anything before we started testing it in the market. Before writing a single line of code, I went out to every product meetup you could think of, startup weekends, lean startup machine conferences, events like these, and I took an iPad with me, and I had just a few screenshots that I put together in Photoshop, and I would show them to people, and I would say, do you need this? Why? What problem does it solve for you? And people would say, yes, I need it. And I say, great, I'm glad you think that. Plug in my Square. Give me your credit card. They're like, well, no, I don't feel comfortable. Well, why? Tell me. Sometimes they'd say yes. Great. Swipe the credit card, get their contact information, and when and if you do build the product, you deliver on that promise. And if you don't, you simply refund them the money. It's so simple. So I encourage you to make that an integral part of your process. And it's not just some crazy guy telling you to do this. In fact, Wiley Sorelli, the CEO of Single Platform, a company from New York City that was recently sold to Constant Contact for $100 million, says this. I want you to take a moment to read it. It's very important. It says, at Single Platform, we were out selling the product for 4 months before we even built the beta just to see what was resonating. This is incredibly important and just proof positive that you need to get out into the market before writing a single line of code to ensure that what you're doing is beneficial. So what this counsels for is to not do this. Don't lock yourself in a room with your team and start fantasizing about the product you want to build and start building it. Ooh, that is dangerous territory. What you should be doing is this. You should be like those hustlers out in Times Square selling CDs, getting in people's faces, telling them about your product, what it does. Sir, madam, can I just follow you down the street for 5 minutes and ask you a couple of questions about what I'm doing? And you know what? A lot of times they're going to tell you no. Sometimes they'll tell you yes. Then they'll hear you. And then they'll tell you no. But that's exactly what you need. And if you're truly building an app, a civic app that's supposed to help the people of New York City, what better place to do that and to validate that concept than Times Square, where the density of foot traffic is going to be beyond your wildest dreams. You start talking to all these people, and the great thing about it is you're not going to be weird. Not weirder than the Naked Cowboy anyway, right? You're going to get a ton of feedback, and you're going to get told no hundreds of times, hopefully. And that's a good thing. If you haven't been told no 100 times, you're not doing it right. If everyone's telling you yes, you're missing something. Not all ideas are that great out of the gate. So I challenge you to try a strategy like this, to go out to a dense, populated area and start pitching your application and getting immediate market feedback about the problem you're solving for New York City. Now, because we've applied these lessons, we've been able to achieve our escape velocity. And for us, it's the number of triggers of questions inside of an internet-connected product. We just crossed 1 million triggers in May, and we acquired some great customers, Ustream, Kaplan, WorkMarket, Bloomfire, and that allowed us to secure investment from people like Tim Draper and other angels in California and New York. And because of that, we're now set up a little hacker house for 6 employees in Jackson Heights. And you can see we've got an awesome, well, that's a lot darker than I expected, but on the bottom left, there's an awesome foosball table. You're all welcome to come and challenge us. And we're really at that point now where we can grow and build our team and our product. And so what I want to leave you with is this concept, this thought, that the New York City Big Apps competition is your accelerator. It's your forcing function, a pressure cooker, to really put yourself under the gun and say, this is what we're going to accomplish by a certain date and time, right? And achieve greatness through that process. So, thank you for your time.